Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love doing this!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley, joined as always by my little sister and co-host, Taylor.
Hello.
Today, everybody, we have, hands down, to me, the biggest guest on the show so far. I've been a fan of you guys since 2005, man, since I was a little guy.
You're pumped.
I really am. Celebrating 20 years with the new anniversary tour, 3 Cheers for 20 years. We've got a 3-part album coming out this year. The first part is out coming out in April, called Sweet, but there are a couple of tracks out right now. Please, without further ado, everybody, welcome Brooks Betts from Mayday Parade to the show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man.
We're
Good. So yeah, I've been listening to Mayday Parade since I was like 13. I mean, you guys have just been incredible. I mean, it's just, I can't believe it's already been 20 years. That's wild.
Well, neither can we, right? Yeah. It's been a good ride.
So with the new album, so it's going to be in 3 parts. Sweet comes out officially like April 18th, right? Close to that.
Yeah, yes. And I have not, to tell you the truth, I have not checked the date in a minute. So you probably know better than I do.
But you do have 3 tracks out right now from that album. And
yes.
The first thing I want to tell you is the song Towards You is phenomenal. I think that it is a really beautiful track. I feel like it's a much softer track for you guys than I'm used to from a Mayday Parade album. Is that something we can expect moving forward on this album on all 3 parts, or is that more of just the sweet side, and then are we going to experience something a little more sour on the other end?
Oh, I was going to.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know ourselves, you know. I mean, I suppose we know. I guess we know the first 2, right? But we don't know what 3 is, you know. We're still working on that, and we are not necessarily trying to theme it in a way where you're going to get a bunch of sweet and then whatever else, you know, will the term for, you know, what we're going to do for the others. Like, it's not themed that way. It's I think we will take what works thematically, right, with that. Like, so if there's, you know, like the like for sweet, you know, you might have like the little bit of the cherry lemonade thing, right? You know, okay. and you'll like, it's great to be able to play on that. And then when you're putting songs together, go like, oh, is there something cool I could do with this that works? But to us, it's always been about the song. So we haven't ever been a concept band, you know?
Right.
And so, and I think it's fun to put together a trilogy and to put together something that, this ambitious, right? But on the other side of it, we never really, even in the last session, you know, that we were doing for the second part here, for the second release, right? After that will come out after Sweet. You know, we get asked that question as we're working with the producers, and we go, it's really just more about like, what are the best songs? Now, what you do get that out of it in that way is like almost not trying to be like too soft or too heavy or too mid-tempo. What you really are getting is us in the room saying, do we have like a heavier song? Yeah, okay, that's represented. Do we have too many mid-tempos? Do we have too many ballads? You know, and but at the end of the day, that conversation only comes up when you've got too many good ballads or you got too many good mid-tempos and you go, like we should at least get another heavy song on here, you know?
Right.
Because the initial thought is to put the best music out, the best songs on the releases.
Speaking of the best music, Save Me From Myself. I can be a fool like no one else.
Yeah.
I loved your side project, man.
Oh yeah,
What
thank
happened? Yeah, what happened with Truth or Consequence? You guys still doing stuff?
No, not really. But I did write a country song this week. So, but I with songs like that, that just come out that are country, because I do love country music, and I do, I listen to all genres, but I grew up on a lot of like 90s country. So that, I think Truth or Consequence was a bit more just kind of what it was, and like folky and whatever. It wasn't like radio country, but I do enjoy radio country, and wrote a song that would work really well, like for modern country recently. But, yeah, I don't know if I really plan to release it or what, or if I'm going to do more like that. I just haven't worried about it, too much.
Right.
And a lot of that is because I feel like, I mean, I'm never going to get to like the level of like by myself, like where I want to be. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like vocally. So
Sure.
So I kind of have drawn back a little bit more to just writing music, and not with the idea of performing it myself, but just to write more, concentrate my efforts on writing music that could be used with other artists, or songs that are just for my band, for Derek to sing, right?
Right.
But that was in a moment of fun, a really fun outlet for me to put out some music that I just was able to have complete control on.
Yeah, I thought it was super cool, man. I thought you specifically, I think both of you guys had great vocals on that album. But you specifically on the couple of tracks, like you do have like this very unique standout voice in like a folk sense. So it was just like a really cool like side thing. I think the biggest disservice is it didn't carry over from iTunes over to Apple Music. So you gotta go back into iTunes in order to listen to it, or it's also on YouTube. Yeah, it's also on YouTube though. If you have YouTube Music,
right. Right. I don't even, I should look back at that. Like, I'm so bad with things like this. So like, I should go back and look at it to see so it's not on Apple Music. It's just on, you're saying
it's
like
not
lost
in the ether. Yeah.
You gotta get it on Spotify.
Yeah.
So also,
just
looking at your guys' career, right? It all started back in the day, Tallahassee. You guys were in the band Defining Moment. What was that early experience like in Tallahassee, in the Florida scene, and how did the transition to both bands becoming one and becoming Mayday Parade kind of happen?
Yeah, so we were there was a warehouse that was downtown, and a lot of bands practiced out of this space, and shared bays even. And we did share a bay. Defining Moment shared a bay with a kid named Chicago, which was the band that Jake and Alex and Jason were in. And we had decided I think we were doing really cool songs, but we always kind of thought that what they were doing was a little bit cooler, in the moment, or just at least like some of the best music in town, and we were drawing so well in Defining Moment. And so I suppose for that matter, I guess looking from the inside, we probably had just as great songs. It was just that we wanted to be better. So we took what the members who were super dedicated to Defining Moment and the members that were super dedicated to their band, kid named Chicago, and kind of created a 6-member band that that could take it to another level, and it worked that way, but that's a lot of us. I've been playing in bands with Derek since middle school. Jeremy was in Defining Moment, especially in its later days, and Jeremy actually he came out with us with Defining Moment when we were touring to do merch with us the first time around, and then joined the band, and and we just, it was always kind of like this revolving door in that Defining Moment band even. And it wasn't like, oh, anybody come in and play. What I mean by that was, it was a bit more like, oh, well, if you're not serious, then we need to find somebody else who is serious. And that always kind of, you kind of always figured out people's true colors as you went. And there was guys too that were also dedicated, that were in the band that, that we had even had to leave behind. I suppose it was just a little bit of everything, it was like a perfect, like, let's get the people who are going to make the most sense for the next level project. But all those years, like growing up through high school and stuff, we had so many different members come through because we were very serious, even in high school, about what we wanted to do. And when we could tell somebody else's heart that was in the band wasn't in it, we found somebody else who was.
So I wanted to ask real quick about the experience with Disney. You guys put out Remember Me as a cover, and I think that it's so cool to see you guys do a lot of that pop goes punk stuff. You guys have done, I think, 2 tracks on those records, and now with the Disney collaboration. How involved was Disney? Because you guys completely transformed that song into, I mean, tonality is completely different. The emotion behind it's completely different. And it's so much happier and upbeat and punky. And I'm just curious, how was Disney on like the collaboration? Did they ever bounce you guys back with notes on like any of that type of stuff?
No, I don't know how it was for other artists on that compilation, whether they had the same experience, but we did what we set out to do. We tracked it, recorded it, and it was good to go. Jake did a great job of putting together that a demo of what he envisioned for, how to pop punk it, and it just felt good, and we went with it, and it was actually, it came together. He could probably tell you more like about like how difficult that might have been for him to come up with it and rework it. But from the band standpoint, for the most part, it was it just fell right into place.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wonder if all the other bands were like that too, and they just had creative control over the songs. That would be really cool to be able to like,
I would assume like
do their spin on it.
The actual like composition had to remain, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. That would make sense. But
yeah, I would imagine that they would have been pissed if we changed the lyrics.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, on the Disney side of things, were you guys fans of like the movie Coco, or like do you have like kids now that are like, watching Disney movies? Like, did you get to pick what song?
Yeah, we did. There was a long list of songs we could have picked, and I can't even remember. I think like maybe like there was something with the Lion King that wasn't on the table, for probably, some sort of rights issue. But for the most part, there was a really long list, and it was almost like just pick what you want. There was a long list, but I think it was open to even doing, songs that were not on the list. I at one point we were throwing around the idea of doing one of the Newsies songs, but we didn't obviously.
Right.
And then, it was Derek's idea to do this song, Remember Me. He thought it would go over really well. And it's not the most popular Disney track to go with, but as far as being able to, like, lyrically, it was perfect, for a band to do. So, and obviously, like, if you know the movie, it's all about a musician,
right.
So, it worked really well. My kids love it. And I think part of it, with him was probably had to do with that a little bit as well with his kids,
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So again, everybody, tour is coming up. It starts April 22nd. You guys are going out. You got so many dates. You guys are going to be in my neighborhood at the Norva. I will be there June 3rd.
Nice.
Can't wait to see you guys. I'll hit you up. We'll grab a drink or something.
Yeah.
But for sure, everybody, you got to go see Mayday Parade for the anniversary tour. I assume you guys are going to be playing all of the hits, right?
Well, I mean, we've started to put a set list together. We're going to do for sure. We always play, all the songs that people love, and then of course, we're being a 20-year. We're trying to kind of touch on everything, each release in some way. And it's going to be a really cool celebration of that, and it's going to be a nice long set list, and we're going to have a blast, That's
yeah,
awesome.
and you guys have great supporting acts coming out with you this time around. Yeah, man, I'm so excited to come out and see you guys. Everybody listening, definitely go check out Mayday Parade. The new album, first part, Sweet, April 18th. Is there anything that you want to promote while we still have you?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I've been doing a lot of is and I was doing this during the pandemic, but I started doing these guitar lessons at a local shop, right, in New Jersey here. Actually, what is the fun part of the story is I had a guitar that we used for the Looks Red Taste Blue music video, and Fender had just shipped me a guitar, right? And they didn't put it in like a hard case or anything. It was in a gig bag in styrofoam and a box.
Yeah.
And so, and I literally never played the guitar plugged into an amp. I just used it for the music video at this point because it was, you're syncing, right? Like you're performing to the track, right? It's for video, not audio. And, I get on the flight to go home, and I see Delta unloading everything. I'm at a window seat, and I can see that guitar set up on top of everything else, just on the top. I was like, that's not good. It came out at the carousel run over, right?
Oh, no.
So the neck was snapped. Luckily, for the most part, the rest of it was fine, right? And I had to get it fixed. So I was like, hey, I think I was gone on the road, and my wife took the guitar to the music shop, and they saw the name, attached to the contact to keep up with us, and so that we could get it back. And they, he was like, hey, have you ever thought of doing guitar lessons? He's like, you're in Mayday Parade, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, so I started doing these guitar lessons in this local shop, and then the pandemic hit, and I started doing all my guitar lessons on Zoom. And, and for a while, I kind of got away from it for a little bit, and I was like, I should really get back into it. I really enjoy it, and so now, like even right now, like when I get off of here, I'm going straight into another guitar lesson. I just got off one, and I do them online on Zoom. So if anybody is interested in those, I do everything from theory to a lot of theory. Very like in-depth theory, and then technique, obviously, if you're getting started and just learn how to play, all the way to. I have a lot of clients that all we do is write songs together. So they come in with ideas, and then we sit down and we write music. And for better or worse, and I tell them all the time, like some songs are great, some songs are terrible. You got to write a bunch of bad songs. You get one good song, right? And we go through the whole process, and they basically get to go and see how my mind works and how I break down my songwriting and help them achieve their goals, So. But yeah, that's something that people can hit me on Instagram, for.
Okay. I'm going to add you on Instagram. I'm heavily interested. I've been a guitar player for 15 years, songwriter for probably about 10 to 12 years. So I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do it. I have people, they do it for an hour with me every week, and it's great. And I'm always surprised. Even people who like barely can even like play the same progression at the same rhythm every time around will come up with amazing songwriting ideas. And those are the people that is the best, because I can really encourage them to follow what they're doing. And they're getting better all the time physically with it. But like people, even if you can just strum, 7 chords, you know what I mean? In the key of G major, you know, you can immediately start creating music. And I just I love being able to push people into that as quick as possible, because it's something that I wish I had. Like, if I had that resource when I was young, I feel like I would have grown so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm self-taught, so I completely understand.
Yeah, and I took lessons, you know, but the writing part of it, getting that quick insight into writing, you know, is something I love, you know, and I wish that I was always writing, but I wish I had the cheat codes.
Right. Right. No, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to reach out to you, man. I would love to do that. That sounds incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, I know you got to get to a lesson.
Yes.
So
yeah. I'm jumping right in.
Well, hey, man, thank you so much for being on the show. It means the world to me. I can't wait to see you guys, and can't wait for the rest of the album. You guys have been incredible for 20 years now. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. Thank you, Harley and Taylor. Yeah, we appreciate you guys doing this. And anytime you hit me up, all right?
You got it, man. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
And then there were two.
So I just want to go over some of these because I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, go over them. It's your show, buddy. I'm just living in it.
The guys, that was Mayday Parade. And he's incredible. Yeah. I think the band's incredible. He's incredible.
He's fun.
They're on a very, very limited time crunch, and we appreciate the time, no matter how much it is. The band had a song that was huge called "Miserable at Best," and it hit gold status in 2008.
What does that mean?
So records get ranked. So like you can go gold, you can go platinum, you can go silver.
I heard Kid Rock went platinum once.
He did go platinum several times.
Yeah, go ahead.
But they went gold, which is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And the other thing too is like the band started in 2005. They were playing Warped Tour in 2006. They handmade CDs and sold them at Warped Tour after their set. They sold 10,000 copies in that weekend.
We got to get Brooks back on. I have questions. I need a deep dive.
And then they came back to Warped Tour in 2007 with the most insane lineup, Taylor. Like Paramore was there. Like so many other artists. It was the height of Warped Tour. It was what became like the legendary show. And they were there. They were right in the scene. They're one of the biggest emo bands of all time.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
And then like their cover of somebody that I used to know from the Punk Goes Pop is awesome.
You and Lindsay listen to that a lot.
It's so good.
I think Lindsay just listened to it yesterday in the car.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then their new album, Sweet, I mean, it's from what I've listened to all of the tracks that are available as of today, and it is a much softer version of the band. So I'm excited to see if there are heavier tracks.
Now, does it say when the other two albums are going to hit, or they're just feeling it out? I love that for them.
The other thing too is his side project. He did have this side project that was very country driven and like folky, along with the bass player from Mayday Parade. The bass player did vocals and played guitar, and then he did vocals and played guitar, and then they had a female violinist and backup singer.
I love when you guys were talking about that, and he was like, yeah, like I'm just, it's not forefront of his mind, so it's not forced. Like it makes everything more authentic, and I really like that. Yeah. So I think when you start have to like pump out hits, everything starts to like give a. Do you see how cute my
sorry, my bad, buddy.
Do you see how cute my dog looks right now? Do you see that? Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go follow his Instagram right now. I would love.
That's super fun.
Love to get. Hey, there's our boy Mason.
Our boy.
With his dog. We're gonna have to look at that. I would love to get.
Search, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Get lessons on. It's already in your recents. You just have to click it.
Yeah, that's the band. I gotta
Oh.
look for him. Yeah, I would love to get lessons from him.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Follow.
Hell yeah. All right.
A fun fact about writing songs. When I was a wee lad
A wee lad.
in high school, Matthew Newman tried to get all of the jazz band, all of the band, I think, to write chords. Like he was like randomly in
Like
my
chord
senior
progressions.
Yeah, like randomly in my senior year was like, you guys need to know music theory and you need to know how to do this. So like we're gonna crack down and do this. And I said, you're such a jokester. Like that's crazy. And keep in mind for everyone listening, I had been in band since 5th grade. I mean, that's 10 years of being in band.
I studied music theory for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
And barely cracked the surface.
So he tried when we were all in middle school and he was like, okay guys, like we're gonna do music theory. And we're all like, you're insane. We were all like, we just want to play our trumpets. Well, you have to think like we were 10.
I mean, yeah.
And
Sure.
so I was like, sir, I just got my horn that goes toot toot. Like, do not make me not play it. You know what I mean? And then in high school, he was like, okay, well, we're gonna do music theory, and you all have to get into groups, and you all have to write your chord progressions and all this other stuff. Do you remember Israel?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic songwriter, fantastic with chord progression. So I said, Israel's in my group. Like we're butts. And he wrote it, and then I think there were 4 people in our group, so he was the main writer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we would come with like chords, and he'd be like, I appreciate your guys' help, but like I just got it, like don't worry about it. And I said, sick dog. And then Matt Newman came around and checked everything. He said, wow, this is beautiful. And then he said, Taylor, what did you do? And I said, I sat here and watched. I'm allowed to say this now because I think the statute of limitations has run out. Every quiz or test and he knows, every quiz or test that was ever given to me, somebody else took from me in band. I know, because I can't. Don't ask me anything about rhythms. I have no idea. He's lucky I could play them, but I always got 100% on him.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Oh my gosh,
today's
happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, today isn't, but when this comes out.
When this comes out, it's St. Patrick's Day,
to
right?
all the
That's next Monday.
To all the leprechauns that celebrate.
I'm wearing green.
I'm not, because I didn't realize that was happening. Oh, I have a green cup.
You do have a green cup.
Happy car clocks are back to the right time to everybody who celebrates as well.
Great. Let's. So first of all, Taylor.
Yeah.
You remember last week's episode?
No.
Where we had the coffee wars?
Oh yeah.
So number 1.
Yeah.
You remember how you were worried that everybody would be like, meh, about the way that I approached it?
No.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I am a different person when I'm on here.
Yes.
No, you're so right. I do remember. Yeah.
Well, it turns out
everyone thought it was funny.
Nobody had an issue with that.
They have an issue with me.
Have an issue with is your outlandish stance on tipping.
Oh, they can come at me. I don't care. I'm not tipping the people at Crumble. And if anyone, they have an issue with that, but they don't have an issue with you not donating to charity. That's freaking crazy. No, you're lying. I'm going to look into all of our credentials. There is no way you sat here and said, I do not donate to charity.
That is not what I said.
Close enough. And all I said was I am not tipping someone who is literally making minimum wage at Crumble Cookie to do their job. Don't read the comments. I don't want to see.
No.
Okay, because I'll stop doing the show. But that's crazy.
No. I was just going to.
Because they can come at me, and I'll argue it day and night.
I'm gonna sneeze. Ready?
Yeah. Bless you.
Thanks, everybody. Sorry.
All right. So for all of you who have an issue with me tipping, I want to tip for doing this show. If you have an issue with the fact that I don't tip people doing their job, and that means that you only listen to half of it, because you know what? Oh, sick. Because you know what? I literally said people who do not make minimum wage, waitresses, people on DoorDash. I always tip on DoorDash. And you know what? I'm gonna pull out dirty laundry. I'm so mad right now. Are you ready for me to pull out dirty laundry? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Because it's on you, dog.
Oh, okay.
Harley had me place over $200 on a Walmart order. And then I said, how much do you want to tip our driver who is driving the groceries, unloading them from her car? And he said, I'm not tipping that. 0. And then Walmart kept asking me every time I went on the app there, said, hey, you want to tip Diane? Hey, you want to tip Diane? Hey, you want to tip Diane? To where I couldn't use my Walmart app because I felt bad. And I said, that's under my name. And now this Walmart is going to think that I am terrible because he did not tip her over $200. We had a 40-pack of water. We had 3 jugs of water. This wasn't just a little order, all right? It wasn't just $200 in snacks. We had big household items. And he said, I am not tipping. So you know what? You can come after him on the tipping. Don't come after me because I don't tip the people at Crumble Cookie and I don't tip the people going through a drive-thru.
Are you done yet?
Yeah. Clip that.
Okay. That was good. That was good stuff.
It'd be fine if you're like,
was
I'm
good
just
stuff.
kidding. There are actually no comments on
I
here.
was just about to say that.
Oh, I figured it wasn't, but like that's that. Don't even get me started.
No, I did.
You did. And that's public record.
Well, yeah. I did that. No, I stand by that. It wasn't because I didn't want to. It's because I didn't have the money.
I also found out. Sorry, rant about that over. I also found out that I'm pretty sure. How do I want to say this? So if you're working in like delivering a pizza, once you leave the shop, you go from making minimum wage when you're in the shop when you're waiting for delivery, and then once you leave, it goes down to like $3 an hour. It's crazy. Yeah. So I assumed that was the same with Walmart. I was like, oh, so once they leave to deliver the groceries, it goes to $3. That is not true.
No, well,
they keep making their same money.
Oh, do they?
Allegedly. That's what our mom said, and she knows everything to me, so I assume it's true.
Well, it depends on if it's a Walmart employee, because, like, for example, Pizza Hut started using DoorDash.
Well, so Walmart only uses Walmart employees, so you can't you can't get
they don't pay them a different rate.
Pizza Hut employees do if you're a delivery driver.
Actually, they probably pay them more because they're taking their personal car to go and deliver.
Well,
so
I don't
probably
know.
Pay them more.
I'm just speaking on my personal experience from Pizza Hut.
That
is not
Google
true.
This and find out.
I don't care that much. If you want to,
I also don't care that much.
Like I said, I just know.
So to defend myself on the tipping, it wasn't. I just didn't have the money.
No, that's fine. I just
was broke.
Sorry, I had a lot of pent up emotion that needed to come out. I'm gonna pull a Angela. I need to calm down. I'm an adult.
I did though. Tell my Starbucks. My crew.
Did you tell them my story of why I don't tip Starbucks?
I just told them that we talked about them on the show, and then
they
I
can
gave
come
them
at
business cards and said, "You guys should listen." I defended you.
They can come at me because I am not tipping them. I am a diehard Dunkin' girl. I don't tip the people at Dunkin'.
Shout out to that Starbucks crew. I tip you every day.
And that's great for you, but you also don't donate to charity. So I don't know. Like, to me, that
it's
feels
crazy
worse.
that you keep blanking. Are you Fox Newsing me right now?
Yeah. I'm starting to fight. I'm being a brat.
I said I specifically don't tip to a specific charity through a drive-through.
I'm seeing who listens to all of our episodes and then who's going to pick and choose what.
What. I went on a 10-minute discussion about how I donate money every year.
You know what's crazy is I got a Walmart order today, and not only did I tip my driver, I also rounded up $1 to help your community. I don't even live here; it's your community that I helped. Anywho,
here we are.
I'm sweating. We still got 30 minutes. What are we gonna do?
That was a fun little
that was.
You and
I should go into acting. You know that sometimes I get in a character about things, and I'm like, I should do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're not consistent in front of a camera at all, but I say go for it.
No, I'm not. But I feel like if I'm doing it for like an acting job, I feel like I could do it. Because whenever I was in college, we would have to do practicals, and I was a completely different person.
I put on a smile every single day. I always act.
I'm always acting.
I act like I don't hate myself every day.
I can't say that I act like I don't hate myself, but I act like I don't hate everyone else. Like, I act like I'm having a good day, and I just try to get through. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this show went.
Woo!
All right. I didn't have anything planned because I I was expecting a half an hour.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought we would only have to fill like 10 minutes. And
Do you want me to open my box
now
I got?
we're 35 minutes in. No. I
Oh.
mean, is it in this room?
No, it's in my room.
Then no.
If anyone, for everyone listening, I got a thread up box. I recorded
I prefer
a
to
YouTube.
thread down.
I recorded a YouTube video today,
Shut up.
and then realized it was all out of focus. Isn't that sad? Yeah.
What was it about?
Just watching your kid.
Oh.
Yeah. I did little clips, and then I realized that all of those clips, because it was so early this morning, that they were out of focus, and I said, I'm never doing this again, and then just deleted the clips. like it was the one time where I'm like, because I made that Walmart order, and I was watching TikTok, so this is what started. I was watching TikTok, and I was like, I said, I could do this, right? Everyone's always doing a day in my life on TikTok, and I was like, girl, I can do that. Like, I'll do a day in the life.
Is it the stupid voice, the auto voice? A day in my life with me.
No, what are you watching on TikTok?
I don't watch TikTok. I watch YouTube Shorts.
Oh, what are you watching on YouTube Shorts?
They'll pop up and I just scroll through.
Oh, interesting. I've never had something like that.
You know, the automated. Like,
I know the automated.
Voice.
Yeah. No, I never watch voiceovers. I don't like voiceovers. They bother me.
I don't like any vlogging anything.
That's because you're not a girl's girl, and that's okay. Anywho, so
I'm a guy's girl.
That's crazy. I was gonna say, I think that makes you a hoe. Anywho,
Happy Women's Month, everybody.
I think it's Women's Month.
Women's?
Yeah. Summons?
Women's? You know, for 15 years I spelled women, WEMEN, women.
We are not related.
15 years I made that mistake.
I want a DNA test.
It's a long time.
DNA test turns out I'm 100%.
Have you seen Lizzo?
Yeah, she's on Ozempic.
Yeah, but have you seen her?
Yeah.
The transformation
is crazy.
Is insane.
Crazy. She's still a god-awful person. I will not listen to her music.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
she is such a terrible person.
She looks like a different human being.
She is. It's so crazy because, you know what's really funny? Not that I would ever hate on anyone's weight, because frankly, I don't care what you do with your body. It's not my thing. But yeah, she looks completely different.
I mean, that's wild, dude.
Yeah. She
where was the one? There was one that I saw pop up.
Google. Anytime anyone ever would say something about her weight, she'd always be like, I'm healthier than you. I'm a vegan. And like, first of all, vegans are not healthier than other people. Like, let's get one thing straight, okay? But someone commented on one of the videos that she made, and they were like, you know, Oreos are technically vegan. They're like, I want to name you all the junk foods that are vegan. Because that's crazy you're saying that. Is it that one? Is that Lizzo? That's not Lizzo.
No, that is Lizzo. Oh. But that's not the one that... There was this one. There she is. That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
I mean, I thought that she was pretty before. You know what I mean? Like, I think she has a very pretty face.
No, I don't think that she's pretty. I don't find her attractive. Just that
transformation is a completely different person. I agree.
Damn.
Good for her.
That's nuts.
Honestly, Ozempic is a great thing for weight loss if you're using it properly, and I think that she has. You have to use it as just a tool in your toolbox, you know what I mean? Like
sure.
Like if you need a wrench to fix the car, just the wrench isn't going to keep the car fixed, you know what I mean? You have to put in the maintenance work for that car.
I don't even fully know or understand what Ozempic is.
So it's pretty much, it's a shot that you take, and it
I know that.
Decreases your appetite. So it originally was for people with diabetes,
right,
to help them get everything under control. And then it was tailored more towards weight loss for people who, I hate saying like legitimately needed it, but people who legitimately needed it. Fun fact, there are people who have signals in their brain that they do not turn off for eating. So they are just constantly hungry. Like it's an actual medical thing. But there's also something on the opposite spectrum where it never turns on, so people have to like force themselves to eat, or they're not going to eat. Like their stomach doesn't tell them when they're hungry, if that makes sense.
Not this guy. That's not me. I'm the other one.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's a real thing.
I'm a stress eater.
Me too. I'm also a stressed not eater.
When I'm stressed, I eat.
I'm
stressed all the time.
I go through phases where sometimes I'll just go like 2 days without eating. So I'm like, I'm not hungry.
You know what? I never thought I would be this guy.
Yeah.
To like openly talk about my weight on a show.
Ooh.
And I typically don't. I don't talk about my weight at all. I know that I am large and unhealthy.
Large and in charge, some would say.
But I am 10 pounds away from the weight that I was at my wedding.
That's fantastic.
Which was, what, 4 years ago?
Or unless that's not fantastic, right? That's fantastic, right?
I mean, it's not fantastic, but
it's better than what you were at, correct? Or do I have those switched?
No.
Okay.
So I was at 275 at my wedding day.
Yeah.
Which was with months of work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you and Lindsay were
we were going hard.
We were going hard. We all gotta get back into it.
But then directly after the honeymoon, I just went downhill. As soon as we got back, and I at my heaviest 310 pounds. That was 5 months ago.
It's hard.
No, it was 6 months ago. It was directly before Adam was born.
It's hard to maintain that. That's my biggest thing is like, it's difficult. I remember when I was at my smallest, which was not healthy. And I do not, sorry, this show just took a crazy turn.
No, I think it's,
no, I think it's important to open.
We did the music stuff at the beginning.
Yeah. So now we can chat.
We're just kind of fucking around now.
My freshman year of college was very depressed. I don't know if you remember this. But I stopped caring about my body. And for those of you listening, I have really bad like knee problems. So I was running, like fully running, which I'm not technically supposed to do, 3 miles a day with no training. Like I was just doing it because I was so mad at the world that I was just like tearing myself apart. And then my mom was forcing salads down my throat because I couldn't eat. Like I physically couldn't eat. I ended up losing 30 pounds in a month. Actually, it might have been closer to 40 pounds in a month, which is not good. Like it's very bad for you, especially for my height. Like I was not healthy, and you could tell I didn't really look healthy. I felt great though. You know, I was like, I'm so skinny. That's so fun. Anywho, and then I got happy again. You know what happiness makes you? Fat.
So my goal right now, Lindsay wants to go to Disney.
In a year, right?
Yeah. When Adam's, she wants to go next October.
So he'll be 2.
He'll be almost 2. Or he will be 2.
That'll be fun.
My goal is that between now and next October to be at a weight where when I go to Disney, people don't question whether or not I can ride a ride. Because that experience is what made me tumble out of control. Because I had went and done so much work to get to the best shape that I had been in previously for the past like 7 years. So like that experience of being too large to ride the rides, I just went out of control that entire time.
I just recently, for those of you listening, I'm not her friend. I'm a fan of Shane Dawson. Come at me, please, if you want to. Anywho, he's problematic. But anywho.
Why? What do you do?
Oh, we can't talk about it on the show.
Oh.
It's alleged stuff. It's not true. People like just hated him. He said something that was taken in the wrong context, and then people ran with it.
Did he diddle a little?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
But I think he made a comment about it or something. It was something that was.
Oh, I'm not far off.
You're not far off.
Damn, that was a shot in the dark.
But it was taken out of context, I think, of a podcast or something.
Okay.
But it made him drop dead from the internet for 2 years, and like he also like spiraled. And he has been a YouTuber for 20 years. Like he built, like YouTube is his job. Like that is what he built up. But anywho, where was I going with this? Oh, he also ended up getting really, really heavy, but he was really heavy growing up. So he has always like struggled with his weight. Yeah. But he started a few years ago taking his health super seriously because him and his husband were having twin boys. So he was like, I need to make sure that I am in shape to like hang out and be with my kids. So I want to say it was a few months prior to them deciding that they were going to have kids that he hired a personal trainer. Like he was doing all of these things. And she said, we need to work on the mental side. She was like, we're going to work on the mental side and the physical, but like you have to battle that mental side or your physical is not going to get better. Like that's just how that works. So he did a lot of work with that and mentally became a lot better. And then he started walking like 10,000 steps a day. Like he just started doing it to do it. He was like, I'm gonna, like, he accidentally hit it one day. He's like, I can do that. Or maybe his husband also was like, well, I'm gonna walk 10,000 miles a day. And he was like, watch me. Like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Steps.
Or 10,000 steps, not miles. Sorry.
I would walk 500 miles.
Yeah, 10,000 steps a day. And then he
How many
started,
miles is that? 500?
honestly, you might be right.
No.
I have no idea.
I don't think a person can walk 500 miles.
I know.
Except for the proclaimers.
I hit about 4,000 to 6,000 a day.
That was a great joke for everybody listening.
I don't get it.
How
many miles are 10,000 steps?
10,000
it's right there.
steps. Boom. 5 miles.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing a 3K.
Yeah. So he started doing that, and then he started drinking. He cut soda out. That was a big thing. Like he cut out soda and all of that. And then he started, they don't cook. So like they just started ordering healthier foods, but like they're not cooks. But he cut out soda and then he started drinking diet soda, which is not like, honestly, just have a soda. Diet soda is so bad for you. Just have a soda. Like
It's got that arsenic in it.
Yeah, it's got that asparagus. Like get that out of there.
That aspartame.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, so then he ended up losing a bunch of weight. Sorry, drawn out story just to say that he went to Disney for the first time in like 10 years recently, and they vlogged it, and he wouldn't go for the same reason that he couldn't fit in the rides, and he was like, I don't want to go, like that's an awful mental thing on me, I don't want to do that. And he was able to ride all of the rides with all of the work that he put into it.
The rest of my vacation.
Yeah,
like
I'm
no
sure.
joke.
Like that's
no
awful.
Joke.
I would have left and gone somewhere. I would have been like, I can't even be in Disney. Like I need
well,
to
it was Universal.
Oh,
stood in line for 2 hours to get up to. Here's the thing that upsets me the most about it is I definitely could have fit. Like I had a backpack. Like there was a lot going on that I could have fit.
Yeah.
But they just weren't having it. They weren't even giving me a chance. They tried it once and they were like, no. But literally got escorted from the front of the line off of the ride as they were trying to usher Lindsay onto the ride, and they had to force her out of the ride because she didn't know what was going on. She just saw me getting removed.
So they wouldn't let her ride?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, no, they would, but she wouldn't go without me.
Oh,
so it was causing a whole thing. And then everyone in the line was watching it, and they kept announcing it to everybody.
Yeah.
And they kept like yelling to her, like, no, he's too big to ride the ride. It was wild.
That's awful.
It was so humiliating.
I would have written them an email. Been like, this could have been handled. Like they could have just told, like, been like, hey, can you like step out? Like, you know what I mean?
So humiliating.
No, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
And then we went and I got a bunch of butterbeer and snacks and foods, and then I just was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to inhale whatever I want.
Do you want to do what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
I'm yes. No, I'm eating in a calorie deficit right now.
I think I'm already doing that. Not non-intentional.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's why I'm losing the weight.
I started, and this is with my ear infection, because I wanted to eat I want to do intermediate fasting because it makes my stomach feel better. Like weight aside, like I just feel better if I do intermediate fasting. But with my ear infection, I had to eat with that medication. I had to double what I would normally eat, which was difficult anyways, or I would get very like ill. So I would have to eat a lot in the morning to take my medication, and then I would have to eat a lot at night to take it again.
I'm only eating dinner.
Oh, that's not bad for you. I think for your blood sugar, like it can put your body into shock, but there's a lot of people that do that. But they usually they cut out like slowly, like they cut out the breakfast.
Well, I tried the whole having snacks at work thing.
Yeah.
And I just can't be trusted with that.
No, you cannot.
I went, oh, this is gross what I'm about to say. I went to Ollie's to pick up something for work.
Yeah.
Bought a bunch of snacks to put at work because I was like, well, I'm about out of snacks.
Yeah.
So I'll get some snacks to have at work. A week later, they were gone.
That's crazy.
$25 worth of snacks.
You brought, in this economy, that's not a lot of snacks.
It was a whole pack of mini sleeves of Ritz crackers, a whole thing.
Those are delicious.
2 bags of family-sized chips, sour cream.
I am the size of a
barbecue.
Interesting.
3 boxes of Cheez-Its.
That's a lot of Cheez-Its. Like, it's crazy. Like, I can look past everything else that you just said, but that is a lot of Cheez-Its.
We're not done.
Okay.
Scooby snacks.
Oh, I can down a box of those without a problem. Yeah.
A family-sized thing of Reese's Thin dark chocolate Reese's Thins.
Oh, buddy, that's a
I
lot.
think that's everything.
You brought that fudge brownie
and
home.
goldfish.
Oh, I love goldfish. I can eat. Dylan, first of all, listen. Okay, you know what? Because Shiloh watches this show too, so this is for her. This is for her. When I was in Florida, Dylan and I were FaceTiming Shiloh, and I had bought so I stay in Florida. Dylan still works, right? So like I'm home all day, so he gets me some snacks to keep in his room, like a little mouse, and I like stay in there and eat. So I got goldfish because I'm like, but it was like one of the small like little bag situations. You know what I mean? 2 days they were gone because I was just eating handfuls. Now where I'm eating and like we're talking to Shiloh. Shiloh called me a big back. And then Dylan went to agree, and I went. I said, I'll get on a plane and I'll go home today. I said, because he likes to joke. He likes to be a little jokester, and usually I'm fine with it. And I said, Shiloh gets an excuse. She's a child. I'll kill you. I was like, you'll be dead today if you make that. He went, I'm not saying nothing. Shiloh said it. I said, you better not. So I'll end him.
So anyways, I'm at 285.
Yeah. That's exciting.
10 pounds shy.
Yeah.
Where I was on my wedding day.
Weightlifting is where it's at. Weightlifting helps you.
I just don't have the time.
I agree.
Like genuinely, so like for years, Mom was always like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
It's hard.
And I was like, where do I have that time? And now you live here, so you see it.
I get it.
Literally, we're taking an hour to do this show. We're going to finish up. I'm going to go help taking care of a baby, and then I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to work.
Do the same thing.
Do it all over again.
I wanted to do 75 hard last week. I don't know, was motivated to do it, I guess. I don't know what happened. But then I started thinking about it, and I said, well, realistically, I can't do 2 45-minute workouts. Like, it's not going to happen, right? Like, I can do one in the evening, but like, I can't. Adam loves to be held, and my back already is in shambles when I'm holding him. Like, I can't do a workout with it, right? So I was like, okay, well, like, maybe I'll just do 75 medium. Like, that's what I settled on. I was like, I'll do 1 hour workout a day. And I'm like, I feel like that's a happy medium with it. 1 hour to like an hour and a half, right? And then I was like, because you're also supposed to read 10 pages of a self-help book. But I have so many books that I'm like, I'm not going to buy another book. I'm going to read the books that I have, and like, I'll just do 10 pages of that. But there were certain things that I was trying to do really well. And then I kid you not, started doing it, and then went to the hospital for my ear infection. And then Google was like, well, you shouldn't do the things you were doing. Right. That's actually really bad for you to do that.
Well, I think we filled a decent chunk of time.
We did. Sorry, that was a downer, guys.
No, that's all right.
We're open people. That's what I went to college for.
Cool interview in the beginning. We had Mayday Parade on the show, guys.
That was sick.
It's awesome.
I forgot that that's what we did in the beginning of the show, and now the show feels weird. You know what I mean? Like, now it feels weird.
It'll be all right.
Something feels a little off. All righty. Well,
it is time.
Hello?
It's the door.
Oh. If you liked today's episode, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time we post a new video.
And as always, check out the Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, support the show link. If you can, just follow the show wherever you listen. Shoot us a review. Anything to just be engaged in the show really helps. So thanks everybody for listening. This has been incredible. And peace.
Thanks for listening to the Hook and Bridge podcast.